Hey guys, it's been a few days since the last episode of Triggered. I apologize for the lack of new episodes. I've been busy with Drunken Peasant stuff, Cinema for Cynics stuff. So today, I'm going to give you a nice long episode. We're going to delve into a lot of stupid bullshit today. What sort of stupid bullshit, you ask? How about this? Halifax Music Fest apologizes for overt racism at Lido Pimenta concert. Oh shit, overt racism. What the hell happened? Let's find out. Oh yeah. The outspoken singer who took home the Polaris Prize for her album La Papessa last month frequently asks her audience to welcome people of color to the front of the stage. In turn, she requests that white people move back. Wow. Yeah, that is overtly racist. Good call. She literally segregates her audience and gives them special privileges based on their race. This singer, Lido Pimentia, or whatever the fuck her name is a total racist piece of shit. But I'm honestly surprised to see the media calling it out. Usually, as white people, we're expected to just like kind of passively accept racism against us. So it's good to see a newspaper taking an white racism stance, you know? Omanique says the problem started when the volunteer female photographer refused to step away from her spot near the front. It led to a clash with nearby audience members who became angered over her insistence on remaining near the stage to take photos, says Omanique, who performs as dream pop act Trails and shares management with Pimienta. So wait a minute. A statement on behalf of the festival's board of directors addresses the singer directly and promises to make changes to improve anti-oppression and anti-racism training over the next year. We are sorry that one of our volunteers interrupted your art, your show, and your audience by being aggressive and racist, reads a Facebook post signed by Vice Chairman Georgie Dudka. Fuck, I wish Pennywise would have dragged that Georgie into the fucking sewer. The venue also said, to all colored people, we are going to try our best as a festival to create ways to make our spaces safer and more accessible to you. We hope we can rebuild some trust and that you will come back to our shows. So let me just fucking get this straight, okay? So this article is not calling out the racism of this performer Lido Pimienta, for trying to racially segregate her audience. It's calling out the racism of a white person who refused to be segregated. This is like hearing the story of Rosa Parks and coming away from it with, can you believe that bitch Rosa Parks refused to give her seat to a white woman? What's she got against white people, huh? What a racist. No. The person refusing to give up their spot because of racist policies is the person who is standing up to racism. The person trying to racially segregate people is the racist, okay? You understand that? Halifax Music Festival. You need to seriously reevaluate your priorities. You need to look objectively at what happened here and come to terms with the fact that segregation is wrong. Dividing people based on skin color is racist, no matter who's the victim of it. White people deserve as much respect as anyone else, and we don't deserve to be subjected to bullshit double standards just because of the color of our skin. Okay? Sorry if I'm being racist right now by opposing segregation. Dear Starbucks, just saw one of your employees with fake blood around her neck to promote zombie frappuccino. Suicide isn't funny. Really? Because people like you seem to make it a lot more palatable by the day, you know? When I first heard about this story, I automatically assumed it was some Tumblrina making an issue of this, but this is a man, ladies and gentlemen. This is a grown-ass motherfucking man who's upset that someone wore a costume he didn't like. Well, fuck me and call me Betsy. So who even commits suicide by slitting their fucking throat? 50.9% of suicides used a firearm. 24.8 were suffocation or hanging. 16.6 were poisoning. 2.3 were jumpers, people who jumped to their death. Only 1.8% of suicides in 2012, which is the most recent year I could find statistics for, involved cutting or piercing oneself. And I don't have exact statistics on this, but I would assume that most of the people who cut themselves went with the more traditional route of slitting their fucking wrists, you know? I'd imagine there's very few suicides of someone like, I'm gonna slice my own fucking throat open. You know why? Because that's a fucking awful way to die, and most people who seek out suicide are looking for freedom from pain, not more of it. But even if this Starbucks employee did intend for their makeup to look like suicide, who said it was supposed to be funny? I thought Halloween costumes were primarily about trying to look scary. Having a slit throat is obviously playing up scares, not humor. So nothing about the Starbucks employee's costume even suggested humor or levity. Nothing about it even suggests fucking suicide. And we can just talk for a moment about what a colossal prick this fucking guy is. He writes to Starbucks corporate to try to get an employee who's making like $8 to $10 an hour in trouble because she dared to wear a costume to promote a Halloween drink. You know what, Jamie? Suicide normally isn't funny, but thanks to you, I can think of at least one case where it definitely would be. Here's something fun that someone showed me the other day. If you type YouTube is in Google, these are the suggested searches. YouTube issues. YouTube isn't working, YouTube is dying, YouTube is down, YouTube is broken, YouTube's not working, YouTube is slow, YouTube is dead. I love that not one of the things that popped up was like, YouTube is awesome, or YouTube is the future, or anything like that. I love that this company has dragged its own name through so much mud that even the search results of its parent company's big search engine are forced to admit that it's a dying husk of its former self. That's definitely just a little tiny bit beautiful and a little tiny bit gratifying. So here's a story out of New Zealand. Call to shift burden of proof to rape accused. Labour's sexual violence spokesperson, Mrs. Williams, has called for radical reform of the sexual justice system, which would see rape accusers believed by police as a starting point. This would place the burden of proof on the accused, directly contradicting the philosophy of innocent until proven guilty. Holy fucking shit! Innocent until proven guilty is not a philosophy. It's an international human right under the UN's Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Article 11, and it's the fundamental cornerstone of an effective justice system. Hell, it's a fundamental cornerstone of logic itself. If I make a claim, like I claim I can spin straw into gold like Rumpelstiltskin or some shit, you don't just believe that claim, you have to see proof. The burden of proof is on the person making the claim. Because if the burden of proof is put on the person who denies the claim, then any crazy notion that pops into someone's head is automatically the fucking truth. Because the standard is, can you prove that I can't do this magical act that's impossible? But some feminists want to defy the edicts of justice, violate human rights, throw logic to the fucking wolves, and say when it comes to rape accusations, we have to presume guilt. And we must believe without question any claim that is made. So right now, if a woman falsely accuses you of rape, she has to prove that it's true. Or well, the people who take her case have to prove that it's true. But if this law were to take hold in New Zealand and elsewhere, any woman can destroy your life instantly at a whim just by saying, yeah, he raped me. Because you're automatically guilty of a crime unless you can somehow prove that you didn't do it. Which, how exactly are you supposed to fucking do that? This absolutely must not happen. If you're a person of sound mind living in New Zealand, you must oppose this with all of your might, because this will destroy your fucking society. That's not hyperbole. This will utterly destroy your society. This is one of the most dangerously wrong-headed ideas that has ever been propagated. And if you don't stand up against it, the ruined lives of thousands of innocent men who will inevitably be victimized by this ill-conceived notion are on your conscience. This absolutely, 100% cannot be allowed to occur, because if it does, you're fucked. So here's a guy with a sign, and his sign is letting us know who is and who isn't welcome in America. Let's see who's welcome. African women with big stupid hats are welcome. Christian vaginas are welcome. The entire country of Mexico is welcome, which we're supposed to annex Mexico. Jews are welcome, gays are welcome, Muslims are welcome, trannies are welcome. All right, well, who isn't welcome? The Klan, they're not welcome. Nazis aren't welcome. Confederates aren't welcome, which that's kind of confusing because they actually tried to leave, you know? They tried. They were stopped. That's the whole fucking reason the Civil War's fought. They didn't want to be part of the U.S. anymore. So I don't get that one. You're saying the South should have got its way and been allowed to secede? What a strange reversal. Yeah, they tried leaving, didn't they? You stopped them. So, you know, make up your fucking mind, basically. And Tom Brady isn't welcome. Okay, I mean, I hate Tom Brady, but I just don't understand lumping him in with Klansmen and Nazis and secessionists. For me, if I was doing this sign, I would remove the big red line down the middle and remove the words not welcome. Because in my mind, all this shit is welcome in the USA. It's a little something called freedom. You should probably look into that paunchy old fuck holding a sign. So the entertainment industry is absolutely dominated by left-wingers, and everybody knows it. And the common refrain you hear from the right is, these stars, they're out of touch. They're up there in their West Coast elitist bubble, you know? You just need to shut up and sing, or shut up and act, or shut up and do whatever it is they're good at. And that line of rhetoric, you know, it might actually resonate with me if it weren't for the blatant hypocrisy. Because every time a fucking entertainer is revealed as conservative, all of a sudden the right just can't stop fawning over them. And it doesn't even have to be anyone good. It can be someone completely washed up like Kevin fucking Sorbo, you know? Fox News tweeting out this picture of Kevin Sorbo saying, everything the Democrats blame the Republicans for is exactly what the Democrats are doing. Whether that's true or not, I don't care. I have no stake whatsoever in this Democrat versus Republican nonsense at this point in my life. But what bothers me is the base hypocrisy of never caring what anyone in the entertainment industry has to say and treating their opinions like they have absolutely no merit until one of them toes the line and all of a sudden they're just fabulous. You know, we've seen the conservative media trot out Tim Allen, who can barely find his way through a fucking sentence. They bring him out there to spout some basic bitch-level conservative talking points. They're even willing to trot out that fucking unstable psychopath, Ted Nugent. I mean, shit. Kevin Sorbo, Tim Allen, and Ted Nugent. That's the level of desperate conservatives are to have star power. They're willing to settle for that. I mean, if there was a fucking convention and Tim Allen and Kevin Sorbo and Ted Nugent were there, I wouldn't go to that shit if it was being held in my backyard and admission was free. So I recently did a poll to see if people wanted a one-world government with me as the supreme leader, and an overwhelming 100% of respondents said yes, which I'm very flattered by. Now, some of you may be saying, hey, TJ, aren't you anti-authoritarian? Well, I was, but now that I'm in charge, I'm pro-authoritarian. So I'll be making some decrees in the coming weeks as your new overlord, but we have to wait until the governments of the world cede their authority over to me, which is just a kind of formality. Be sure to write to your local governments and let them know that they need to cede authority to me ASAP, lest they face the wrath of the lunar death ray that I am currently working on, okay? And if you want to contribute to the lunar death ray, you could do so by supporting me on Patreon. You can also let the world know that you're allegiant to me and my bold new empire by giving this video a thumbs up, leaving a comment, and most importantly of all, sharing this video around. I'm TJ Kirk, Supreme Leader of Planet Earth, saying, peace the fuck out.